Welcome to my channel. My name is Andrea. Today we're making mini Christmas tree DIYs using supplies from Dollar Tree. This DIY is a scene of a bunch of different mini Christmas trees. To start, I'm cutting a cardboard box into a triangle shape. Now I'm cutting out a piece of green felt the same size as my cardboard triangle. Once it's cut out, I'm hot gluing the felt onto the cardboard, pressing it in place. Now I'm trimming it down. To cover the back, I'm cutting a piece of white paper the same size as the triangle, then hot gluing it onto the cardboard. I'm cutting out another piece of cardboard using my green felt tree as a template. I'm going to cover the second tree with this festive fabric. This fabric has a burlap background and is covered in holly and gold accents. It is from Dollarama and it is so pretty, perfect for this time of year. I'm cutting out a triangular piece of the fabric, and I made this piece a little bit bigger than the cardboard triangle just so I could have two slightly different sizes of trees. Then I'm hot gluing the fabric to the cardboard. Now I'm cutting out a smaller cardboard triangle. I'm covering this third triangle with red felt, cutting it out to match the size of the cardboard, then hot gluing it in place. To make this tree a little more fun, I'm adding a layer of this sparkly red mesh from Dollar Tree. Since this mesh is see-through, I cut it to be larger than the triangle so I can fold it over the edges and hot glue it on the back. I have these little gold vase filler beads, and I'm going to add them to the green tree. Since the tree with the holly fabric has gold accents and the red tree is all sparkly, I thought the green tree needed a little extra something, and these little gold balls are the perfect addition. I'm hot gluing a bunch all over the tree. For the base of my Christmas tree scene, I'm using this large craft stick. I'm using this wood stain from Deco Art in the shade Walnut to paint the wood stick. I should have done this before painting, but I'm cutting off the ends of the craft stick because I didn't want the rounded edges. After I cut them off, I had to go back and paint the edges with the stain. I'm cutting out more pieces of white paper to add to the backs of the other trees. I have these 3 mini Jenga blocks from Dollar Tree that I previously painted dark brown. I'm hot gluing them to the backs of my cardboard trees to give them more support. Now I'm hot gluing my trees onto the base. I had glued a block to the red tree, but there wasn't quite enough space on the craft stick, so I ripped it off and just hot glued the tree by itself onto the stick in front of the other 2 trees. I'm hot gluing 2 tiny little pine cones to the right of my Christmas tree scene. I still felt like it was missing something, so I cut out another cardboard tree to add to the back. For this last tree, I'm cutting out a piece of white felt to match the size of the cardboard. I made this tree a little bit skinnier than the others to give it a bit of a different look. Now I'm gluing the felt onto the tree. I put the felt on both sides of this tree to cover the label on the back. Now I'm gluing the tree to the base behind the other trees. To make this one more stable, since I didn't have room for a Jenga block on the back, I'm gluing it to one of the little pine cones. This video is part of a collaboration hosted by Leanie from the channel Crafty Leanie. We have each chosen a Christmas song and we'll be sharing Christmas DIYs related to our song. My song is Oh Christmas Tree, and I'm making a bunch of mini Christmas tree DIYs. Click the link in my description box to go to the playlist and watch all the videos. And if you're new to my channel from the playlist, welcome. I'm so happy to have you here. Please subscribe so you don't miss any more videos. This DIY is a sheet music Christmas tree. I went online and searched for Christmas sheet music with lyrics for Oh Christmas Tree. I found one, then printed it out. I'm folding the paper in half, just enough to see the crease down the middle, and I'm using a ruler to draw a triangle over the sheet music with a pencil. Then I'm cutting out my Christmas tree shape. I'm folding the triangle into an accordion, starting from the bottom, folding up, then turning it over and folding it again, repeating until I get to the top of the triangle. Using a pencil, I'm poking holes in each of the folds of the paper. I got a twig from outside and I'm weaving it through all of the holes of my Christmas tree. I thought the tree was looking a little bit too wide, so I'm trimming it down to make it a little thinner. I'm taking a rose gold bead and hot gluing it to the top of my Christmas tree. I'm trimming off the bottom of my stick a little bit, then hot gluing it to this small wood round. This DIY is a fun ribbon mini Christmas tree. I'm starting by hot gluing a wooden skewer to a small wood round. Then I'm adding 2 wooden beads onto the skewer. This Christmas plaid ribbon is from Michaels. You can use any ribbon, but wired ribbon is better for this project. I'm cutting a slit into the ribbon, then poking the skewer through it. Fold the ribbon back towards the skewer, then cut another slit into it and thread it onto the skewer. For this first section, I folded the ribbon over 4 times before adding another wooden bead. Then I'm carrying on folding over the ribbon and threading it onto the skewer. For the rest of the tree, I'm only folding it over 2 times before adding another bead. To make it look like a Christmas tree, I gradually made the ribbon folds smaller and smaller, working my way up. This way, the bottom is the widest and the top is the thinnest. Once you get to the top of where you want your Christmas tree to be, cut the ribbon. I'm tying this gold ribbon into a bow and I'll add it to the tree. Since I didn't go up to the top of the skewer with my ribbon and beads, I'm cutting off the top. To help my bow lay more nicely, I'm using little dots of hot glue to press it down into place. Then I'm hot gluing the bow to the top of the tree. I want to keep the tails of the bow long, but I am trimming them a bit so they are even. This DIY is a mini yarn Christmas tree. I'm rolling a piece of cardstock into a cone shape. I'm taping the cone together, then trimming off the bottom so it can stand. I'm using this forest green yarn to make the Christmas tree. I added a bit of hot glue to the inside of the hole at the top of the cone, then stuck the end of the yarn into the glue. I'm wrapping the yarn around and around, going down the cone, adding bits of hot glue along the way. I added most of the glue to the back of the cone, trying not to put too much in the front. If you wanted to make sure the cone doesn't show through the yarn, you could either add multiple layers of yarn, or you could use a dark colored cone. You could either paint it if you're using a styrofoam cone, or use a different color of cardstock. To make the star for the top of the tree, I placed the tree onto a piece of cream cardstock. Then I'm lightly drawing a star shape to fit the top of the tree. I'm cutting out the star, then hot gluing it to the top of the tree. I have these little pearl stickers I'm going to use to decorate my tree. Here I'm just sticking them on, but I did end up hot gluing them because the tiny stickers weren't quite strong enough to really stick properly to the yarn. This DIY is a rustic burlap mini Christmas tree. First, I'm rolling a piece of cardboard into a cone, then cutting off the bottom and taping it in place. I'm using a roll of burlap and wrapping it around the bottom of the tree, then hot gluing it in place. I'm going to repeat this 2 more times, so I have 3 layers of burlap to create the tree. I wasn't really going for perfection with this tree. I wanted it to be more rustic and rugged looking, so I wasn't too careful with how I was placing the burlap on, just doing the 3 different layers, then hot gluing it all in the back. Now I'm hot gluing small wood beads to the tree. I started gluing them on randomly, but then I decided to do a bit of a pattern, placing them diagonally back and forth down the tree. This DIY is a super fun tassel Christmas tree sign. I started by painting a wood sign from Dollar Tree with this cream white paint. Then I'm taking this paint in the shade Country Twill and adding strokes across the sign. This helps to give the sign some dimension and look a little more interesting than just a plain solid color. Now to make the tassels for my Christmas tree. I'm cutting a rectangular piece of cardboard that is 2 inches wide and 4 inches long. I'm wrapping this dark green yarn around the cardboard piece 20 times. You can adjust this depending on how thick you want your tassel to be. Once I finish wrapping the yarn around the cardboard, I'm cutting it off. Make sure you cut the yarn so the end is on the same side of the cardboard as the start of the yarn, so the 2 ends are close together because we're going to tie them in a knot. Cut through one end of the tassel along the edge of the cardboard. Slide the yarn off the cardboard, then take another piece of yarn and tie it around the tassel, leaving about 1 inch on the top. The number of tassels you make will depend on the size of the sign you're using and the size of the Christmas tree you want to make, but I'm making 10 tassels in total. I'm arranging the tassels on the sign, starting with 4 on the bottom row, then 3, then 2, then 1 on top. I'm trimming the tassels as needed. Now that I know exactly where I want all the tassels to be, I'm hot gluing them all in place. Thank you so much for watching. Please give this video a thumbs up and subscribe to my channel for more. And I'll see you next time.